I'm Billy Harris. You're hanging with Harris with the beautiful Hinoki and the Bird, my good friend David Myers. How are you, David?
I'm hanging with Harris, man. I'm doing great.
You are doing great. You
How
can't
you
be much
doing?
better than that. It's great to see you again.
Welcome.
Very first question, I ask everyone this. You a culinary school guy?
No.
You an LA guy?
Well, I am now.
You are now. Where are you
Yeah.
from?
From Ohio. I grew up in Ohio, but born in Boston.
Okay. Where'd you go? How did it all
Well,
start?
you know, I was lucky enough that my first job was with Charlie Trotter in Chicago. Amazing chef, just
Huge
an
loss.
epic, incredible
Huge loss
loss.
right
You know,
now.
one of my mentors,
Sure.
and was definitely a tough moment. And then he sent me to France afterwards, so I got to work in Champagne and Reims at Le Carrère, great Michelin 3-star
Sure,
restaurant,
sure.
and got to have that French experience where, you know, live in Paris, travel around,
Sounds
read
horrible.
books. It was a tough time.
Yeah,
tough time.
tough time.
So coming back from France, worked at the original restaurant Danielle,
Sure.
and then finally made my way out to LA.
You have restaurants in Japan. There's obviously a big Japanese influence.
Yes.
At least being a guest of your restaurants
Yep.
that I feel. Where does that come from?
I've always been very fond of Japan,
Sure.
and went for the first time about 7-8 years ago and was just blown away. It was everything I thought it would be and more.
Yeah.
From a food perspective, I mean, it's so different from anything that I've ever trained in. So
Right.
having trained in classic French kitchens
Yeah.
to experience what they're doing in traditional Japanese kitchens is a
Light
game
years
changer.
apart.
You know, obviously the flavors of the food I love, the culture I really enjoy. It's a hyper modern city, Tokyo
good
that
one,
is.
hyper-modern, I
Yeah,
like it.
it's incredible, and from a culinary perspective, it's one of the most competitive places in the world right now.
Yeah. All right, so we're talking about everything David Myers here, but now it's time for you and I to get in the kitchen.
All right, my favorite part. Let's
the
go.
favorite part.
I thought we'd do one of our signature dishes. This
Okay.
is our lobster roll. It's the Hinoki and the Bird lobster roll. One of the fun things about this is that this is our bun and it's not squid ink.
It's not squid ink and it's got a great color, so my next question is I assume it's that, and I
That's
have
right.
no idea what that is.
So this is charcoal powder, and we get this from Japan. It's from a small area called Nara. And go ahead and, you can try this here. It's actually bamboo. It's been made into charcoal and then processed to be super micro fine.
It just disappears.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
it.
liquidates.
So
but there's a little bit of the thing.
You got to get a sense of it, right? So we add that into our dough right here.
Okay.
And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to warm this up because you have to have a warm
Yeah,
lobster roll, right? We're going to add this just and toast this really quickly.
Oh, look at this.
Let's make our lobster here.
Okay.
So
Particular type of
we use Maine
there you go.
lobster. We steam it. And this is our Vietnamese green curry. Now, instead of doing a traditional lobster roll,
Right.
We wanted to add the Hinoki touch to it.
It is
So,
the Hinoki touch.
Vietnamese green powder, a little bit of aioli. Why don't you try that? It's got a nice spicy note to it.
Am I going to need a glass of water?
You're probably going to need a little water. So this is the aioli. We just basically make our own mayonnaise. I'm going to fold that in so it's nicely coated.
Curry and aioli and lobster and charcoal powder.
What
What's
could be-
happening
I'm
here?
telling you, man, what could be better?
This is great.
All right, so we have this seasoned up with a little aioli. I like to add some fresh chives
Yep.
to it. A little bit of shallots for that crunch, that bite.
Yep.
This is the part of the classic lobster roll that we fill in.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of lemon,
But it's the whole acid thing, though. That's a big
You
deal,
got to
right?
bring in the acid to it.
Yep.
I'm gonna season this up
Especially
right
with the
here.
aioli and the
Stir it up.
creaminess and the acid. Now we're breaking it down.
Well, just a
Salt.
little bit of the salt.
Do you have a preference?
Pour
I
it
ask
in.
everyone what they
well,
like.
for seasoning, I like to use just fine sea salt, and then
Right.
to finish, I like to use like a Maldon or
Yeah.
some Florida salt. This is basically a little bit of
Basil?
Thai basil that we use here.
Sure.
We like it with that flavor, that burst of it. Kind of tear it. We're gonna just stir it up right here. I'm gonna check on our roll. It's really good.
And there is the roll. Boom.
Beautiful. Nice and hot. We are good to go right here. So we're
And
gonna
last but not
finish
least,
up.
that's my next
This is
question.
going
What's
to go in. This is the flower of
From the Thai basil.
This is the little blossoms. And we like to finish it with the
Yep.
blossoms.
Wow.
But the beauty of the lobster roll is you have to add a lot of lobster. You need a lot in there.
Yep.
We've added some butter, so it's got this nice richness to it. You've got these flavors that are vibrant, a bit of a punch to it.
Sure.
That's how we like to do it. A little
and then
bit
this
of
flour,
the
the Thai basil
flowers
flour
to come
on
on top right there. Just look at that.
So, David, it is the moment of truth.
It's all in one, though, right? What do you think?
I think it's really friggin' good, is what I think.
I know we have a lot of competition, East Coast and all, but we thought this would do well.
Well, the lobster roll is amazing. I'm Billy Harris. You've been hanging with Harris. This is David Myers, Hinoki and the Bird.
Harris, thanks,
I appreciate
man.
your time.
Thank you.
And we'll see you real soon.
See ya.